They told her it would only hurt for a moment. They lied. The desert didn't part for her. It watched. Sand shifted like breath beneath her sandals, and the wind dragged heat in long, heavy sheets. Columns of carved stone loomed in the distance, part temple, part tomb. Buried halfway by time, the air carried no voices. No footsteps followed. That was the rule. She had been marked since birth, not by her choice. The order didn't explain. They never did. They only said the archive had chosen her, as it always chose one. And when it did, the others obeyed. She walked barefoot across the scorched path of the ancients. The structure waited, sun-bleached and half-swallowed by dune and silence, not built by human hands alone. The stones hummed faintly in the heat, etched with glyphs no priest dared read aloud. A narrow entry yawned as she approached, a seam in the stone where no door had ever been, only the absence of boundary. Inside, the air cooled unnaturally. Light shifted. Golden fire flickered from bowls that had not burned in generations. The walls, marked in old blood, showed the same figure repeating, open-mouthed, arms raised towards something falling. At the center of the chamber, resting on a cushion of black silk, lay the creature. Small, luminous, silent. Its skin shimmered like wet pearl, its 4 eyes catching the firelight without reflection. No sound escaped it. It breathed, but the motion was wrong. Too smooth, too calm. It didn't belong to this world, though it had lived here longer than memory. She approached. It did not recoil. Instead, it lifted slightly into the air, turning to face her fully, as if recognizing her face from some old covenant. The first touch was electric, not pain. Not at first. Her limbs locked, her heart staggered. The creature pressed itself to her lips, soft and unresisting. She didn't resist either. She was no longer allowed. She consumed it. Agony followed. Not screaming, dismantling. Her spine arched against stone. Her mouth tore open in silence. Her body shook as visions clawed through her skull. Names she didn't know, prayers she had never learned. Towers rising, cities sinking, mouths crying out from beneath rivers of fire. And one phrase, again and again, "You are not the first." The chamber walls flickered. The flame turned green. Blood wept from the carvings. Her jaw snapped. Her fingernails blackened and cracked as her hands clawed at the air. Her skin flushed with unnatural heat. Bones bent where they should not. Her eyes rolled back, and the veins beneath her skin lit like gold wire. She vomited salt. Her tongue split and reformed. She sobbed, not from pain but from a grief that wasn't hers, a sorrow that pulsed from the creature now buried in her blood. The word did not enter gently. It tore its way into her being. It was not knowledge. It was memory turned to blade. When she woke, the creature was gone, but it had not died. It had taken root. She walked back across the desert with no food, no water, and the sand bowed to her feet. The heat did not touch her skin. Her shadow stretched in directions it should not. Birds circled but would not approach. Her eyes burned with a color unseen in the world of men. The elders waited beneath the sacred arch. They bowed, not in reverence but in dread. One of them dared speak.
Did it speak to you?
She nodded, but the voice that answered came from somewhere deeper. It knows what you have done. The elders fell to the ground. She walked past them. The words inside her now pulsed, not like a song, but a storm. In the capital, the people felt it before they saw her. Crops withered overnight. Wells ran hot. Statues wept sand. The air turned sharp as obsidian. Those who touched her dreamed in a language that cut. Children cried in her presence and could not stop. She said nothing, not yet. At night, she saw the creature beneath her eyelids, nested in her bones. It whispered not in sound but in impulse. Its thoughts were too large to fit cleanly in her mind. She bled from her nose. Her joints ached with the weight of meaning. And the people kept praying to stone. At the altar where kings once swore fealty, she opened her mouth. Words spilled out, not hers. Commands, warnings, names of ancestors wiped from record. The true cost of their founding, the quiet sins of the priesthood, the reason the word had stopped speaking. The stones around her cracked. The priests tried to stop her. They crumbled. They had worshipped mere echoes, but she had eaten the keeper of truth. The city called her prophet. Others called her heretic. Some fled into the dunes. Some followed. One drew a blade and turned to ash before it touched her. Her blood moved without pulse. Her steps stirred no dust, and still the archive opened. She saw now. They had buried the word because it wounded them. They silenced it with ritual, buried it under architecture and tradition and laws. But it had not died. It had waited. And now, through her, it would speak again.